Hello, 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 Love Revolution beloveds. This is my new friend, Barbara Ringrose, and she has such an amazing organization and she has some exciting things on the horizon. And we're going to talk about love and how she infuses literally every single day with love. She recently got to love on her mother-in-law in another country to celebrate was it her 90th birthday?
Yes, it was her 90th birthday.
And so Barbara really oozes love in everything that she says and does, and I'm delighted that you're here with us. So, with that, Barbara, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll dive into the love stuff.
Well, I thank you so much, Dr. Love, for inviting me to spend some time with you. I know your time is precious, and I love the way you spread love as well. So it's reciprocal. Um, what I do is I love interacting with women. I have since I was a little girl, and all throughout the lifespan, even in my profession, my career, I never lose sight of the ladies from when we were little girls and or the teenagers and so forth. And I've just always accumulated more. I always had an oldest best friend in my life. She was normally much older than I. And interestingly enough, Dr. Ross, I just recently thought, you know what? I'm becoming that older person. I'm becoming that older woman. And now with WOW, which I started almost 13 years ago, which is incredible, bringing women together,
Tell
having a
us what
place.
WOW stands for.
Yeah, wow, women optimizing women. Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And so from that, almost 13 years ago, it kind of like, things bloom and grow, right? And you want them, you want change. And as we've evolved with time with WOW, we started a website. There's so many other things that we've done, and meetings and newsletters and more meetings and more gatherings and so forth. And then we decided that it was time to start a 501c3 this spring on behalf of ladies, members of WOW. If they need a little bit of help, a little bit of boost, maybe they need a computer, whatever, we can help them through this now nonprofit. It's called the WOW Venture Fund. So as we evolved even more this summer, one of the girls that you and I know and love, LaQuincy and Nickel, she's from Arizona. Well, we decided to form a team, if you will, with the assistance of my assistant, Trisha Soderstrom. She's our digital operations specialist. Now we just started our first podcast, which comes
Yay!
Tuesday, and it's called Optimize Her. So spreading all the love, bringing all the ladies together, embracing one another in as many ways we can. And too, Dr. Love, I didn't want to stay local. I mean, it's okay to stay local. That's fine. I don't condemn anybody. Of course, I would never do something like that for not expanding outward. But as I radiate across the country,
Yes.
as some of the ladies in WOW from, these 13 years have gone to different locations in the United States and elsewhere. So we're traveling to those areas as well, and even internationally across the globe. And I love it.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, actually, from the minute I heard about you, which was before I even met you, I people talked about you so lovingly, and then every interaction I've had, and we've had several, I've just been so fortunate to spend time with you. You do exude love in all your different aspects, and the things that you do. It's with such intentionality. I think that's what one of your most beautiful traits, Barbara, is that it comes out and it comes out with intention. It comes out as this is a choice that I'm making and I want everybody to know it. And that's what I find so remarkable. I am super excited about y'all's podcast. And I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about that or you want to talk about the 501c3 or even how you're showing love in your personal life.
There's just so many different things to talk about, my God, whether it's family or, your relationships or your business. There's so much pleasantries and there's so much happiness in the world. And that's one of the things I want to do through both WOW and through the 501c3. I'm already doing it inside of my family. Keeping the peace there is no easy task, as I'm sure some people would agree. But anyway, we've got a well working engine, if you will, in the homestead. And what I'd like to do is radiate outward to get other people to understand we're more alike than we're different.
Yeah.
My feeling is we're like 95% the same.
Mhm.
And I do believe that with practice, and we do need practice, ladies, we need a lot of practice.
Yeah.
And I think we can be better at so many different things. We can reduce our anxiety by working together. We can replace our anxiety with things like hope and just with color. You know, Dr. Love, the way you use color is amazing. I used to wear black, charcoal gray, brown, and navy blue.
Oh,
What I
wow.
used to wear. Now I'm not as bright as you are, but I could, but you have the hair that works well with it too. I like color, and I started really wearing color in 2023 after my son passed away. And
Mhm.
he liked color. He didn't want to be in dark and drab. So he taught me something from the grave, and my daughters and I talked about it many times. Just bringing color to your life
Yes.
can really accent who you are outwardly to the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Just all the different color. One of the things, so you're talking about expanding, and of course at Love Revolution, our mission is 8 billion people loving 8 billion people. And I love how you talk about that we're all 95% the same.
And I don't even
Because
know what that other 5% even consists of. I just feel like I got to leave a little bit of leverage in there. But I think we all want peace. I think we all want a roof over our head. Well, some people don't want peace, but that's unfortunate. But we want to want a roof over our head. We need some sort of clothing, food, water, sun, air. We need all of those common denominators, if you will, for us to stay alive. And then you can work from there, love and so forth, those things that we build as we acquire time, work, monetary, or some sort of value to our life, whatever that is, whether it's tangible or intangible.
hmm hmm And in our country right now, there are a tremendous number of people who are either intentionally or unintentionally leaning into divisiveness, leaning into separateness, leading into how can we draw some lines? And of course, my mission and your mission is all about how can we bring together? How can we understand that we're all interconnected? And you do that through WOW. You do that, obviously in your personal life. In leading an organization of women, you've had to navigate that for 13 years because
Yeah.
yes, there's some commonalities there, but sometimes our instinct is I want to be set apart, and sometimes that comes out, in the divisiveness aspect. So how do you navigate that so that everybody feels seen? Because I have been so much a part of your community. I know that all of your members feel seen.
Well, I first would like to say I don't think the divisiveness really started any time. I can say I can reach out to a couple of individuals in the last couple of decades that have truly caused some harm to our society. However, I think the divisiveness there was back in Abe Lincoln's day. I
Oh
think you
yeah.
could take it back to Jesus Christ's day,
Oh yeah.
whatever your faith happens to be. That's people. I think the quality of life then is something that we haven't focused on. And that's something I think is important to do. But if you don't have awareness, if you don't realize that your skirt hem has fallen out or your pant hem has fallen out while you're at work, and then somebody points it out to you, now you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things that you just don't see. And sometimes people don't see because they don't want to see, whether it's ignorance, incompetence,
Mm-hmm.
stupidity,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it happens to be. I think as a nation, we can go stronger. And when I talk to people around the world, they pretty much say the same thing happens there. It's not isolated here in the United States. And whenever I hear anyone attacking the United States, just like I used to say many years ago, then leave.
Mm-hmm.
You have the luxury of leaving. There's other countries where you cannot leave. You have that luxury. And if it makes you that unhappy, turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
Flip the switch, pull out the
Yeah.
plug. And
Yeah.
those are the type of things we need to start doing in order for us to heal inwardly. And a lot of people are suffering. You hear the numbers, you hear the statistics, pharmaceutical drugs, other types of drugs,
Mm-hmm.
really bad habits, really bad relationships. We're doing that by choice.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it takes a lot of time. And it can take time depending on how long you've been involved in maybe a bad relationship or maybe some pharmaceuticals or whatever it happens to be. It takes a while for you to bring yourself to a healthy situation. It
Mm-hmm.
takes work, It takes gumption, it takes backbone, tenacity, all of those things. And if you don't have them, it's a tough road. And I do believe any one of us can turn our world around. If you've ever heard of the man on fire, for instance, where he was burned almost like 90% of his body and what he had to do to
Hmm.
overcome. There's extreme, true extreme situations, not chosen. You
Right,
choose to put
right,
something in your mouth,
right,
not
right.
chosen by an individual that they've overcome. So I
That's
do
so
believe
powerful.
we have it. We have it within us. It's a matter of finding a way to start it, or maybe it's through somebody like yourself who brings that sunshine, who brings that vitality to them, that wakes them up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at Love Revolution, our definition of love or the acronym that we use is letting others voluntarily evolve and letting ourselves voluntarily evolve. And it goes back to exactly what you said. So I really want to make this point is that we all have choices. And choosing to be committed to love, to this agape love, that you have a heartbeat and therefore you have dignity, and then extrapolating that out is so incredibly powerful. Barbara, I could talk to you for the next 5 hours, and I
I
want
hear
to make
you.
sure that you have the opportunity to share, like, if people want to get in touch with you, where's the best place to connect, both with you, with WOW, and then the podcast.
Okay, so what we're doing with WOW, you can just go to my website, wowwomenus.com, wowwomenus.com. You can go to the directory, look me up, and just send me an email. You won't see my email address there, nor will you see any of our members' email address. And that's because it's to keep privacy on that so people aren't harassed, if you will, by some of these bots that are out there. As far
Mhm.
as the podcast is concerned, and also back to WOW, on the first Monday of every month, second Monday, if it falls on a holiday like Labor Day, September 1st, it will be on September 8th from 11 a.m. Eastern Time, USA to noon. We will have a monthly virtual meeting. Therefore, people can come together. I'll do some WOW updates, talk a little about WOW. We'll have a special guest where that special guest, and this September 8th, at 11 a.m., it will be Jennifer Yeros, and she'll be talking about a bunch of different technical and computer issue
Okay.
and related topics. And then we will go into a Q&A. Then we break out into breakout groups. If anybody's been doing any virtual networking, you know the power of doing that. So
Yes.
that way I talk about WOW like it's one-stop shopping. To me, it's simple. It keeps everybody involved. You get to know a lot of wonderful people like you out there in the WOW group. Then back to the podcast. We just started that this Tuesday, the 19th. It will be at 7 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month going forward. Who knows? We may increase that. We'll see how things go with LaQuincia Nichols. She's from Arizona and she has her own business, experiencecoaching.com. And I know that you're aware of who she is. She will be doing it with me, co-hosting with me, and that's the first and third Tuesday of every month. And we will be bringing guests like yourself. We will be inviting women in business, and we'll be inviting practitioners. We'll be inviting specialists, professionals in their field to come and join us and have a discussion, maybe a panel from time to time, make it real light and lively. It won't be just about business. It's going to be about everything women want to talk about. And hopefully that'll draw some of these people out. Hopefully they'll come out of their little world, their cocoon, and they'll say, you know what? She gets it.
Yes,
She really gets it.
exactly. Exactly. And that
She's
is the
like
whole
me.
focus of these Love Revolution interviews is, yes, number one, she gets it. And number two, I want more of it. And how can I highlight these amazing people in my life who are just, like I said, exuding love? Well, Love Revolution beloveds, this is just a small snippet of the amazing genius, truly zone of genius of Barbara Ringrose. And so y'all reach out to her and
You'll see
just
us on
follow her with
YouTube.
love.
And I also want to say, everybody, be sure to go to Dr. Love, Roz Love's Love Revolution on YouTube and other places you can see her. Just Google her. You'll find her and go and watch what she does. She's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're having a love fest over here, y'all.
Yeah,
Hey,
there you go.
until
What the heck?
until next time, thanks, Love Revolution beloveds. I
All
appreciate
right.
y'all. Bye-bye.
You got it. Stay well.